No, but I will.
Okay, so welcome everyone. We are recording now. So this is our second call in our series. The first call that we did last week, we talked about your why, your vision. We talked about the 4 vital behaviors, which are very important to be successful in this business. And then we assigned like a homework assignment, and that was the 7-day quick start. We assigned you to build your initial list and to listen to the call with Carl. Did everyone complete your assignments? Okay, that's good. So if not, you still need to do that. But tonight we're going to talk about a little bit about social media and inviting and how to handle responses and follow-ups and objections. So that's the main thing that we do as working coaches, right? So in order to help people get started, right, in this business, or help people get started on their fitness journey, you have to be inviting people, right? And whenever you invite people, you're naturally, hopefully, going to get a response, right, of yes or probably no. No is normal, and that's what I get, 99% of the time. So you got to be, adept at handling no, at handling their responses, at answering their questions, at, handling their objections, because if they tell you no, doesn't necessarily mean never. It just means not right now, right? Or, maybe there's a way to handle their objection and still get them started. So we're going to talk about all those tonight. Brian, do we want to go over like the social media do's and don'ts, or just share the document with everybody?
I think if you want, I could talk about it just a little bit, but then we'll post the document for everybody.
Okay.
And you guys can go through it on your own time. Most of our business is based on social media. Whether you're using Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform that you're using. And just like everything else, there's some do's and there's some don'ts that as coaches we follow. Now, I know when I first became a coach and started using Facebook, I did a lot of the don'ts. So we're going to provide this list to you so you can go through it and kind of see the mistakes that most coaches make, mistakes that I made. Is immediately I started just posting about doing my workout, just reporting, hey, I did my workout today and it was a great workout. I love Sagi, without adding any real sort of value to someone who's reading my post. So I did that for a long time, and then I finally realized, wait a minute, not only do I need to start adding value, but I need to start talking about, this lifestyle. And being a little bit more enthusiastic about it, a little bit more excited about it. It was a process for me, going through the do's and don'ts. A mistake that a lot of other coaches make is right away they become a coach, and then they'll make a post on Facebook that I'm a coach, come by for me. The all access pass is now available. Come and get it. And that's not what we do as coaches. We don't vomit sales on people. So that's another mistake that a lot of people make in the beginning. But as a coach, you still do want to be able to share this opportunity and to share the products and talk about the products, but doing it in a way where you're not coming off as salesy, more in a way where you're adding value to anybody who's reading that post. So those are like the top ones. Go through this document. We'll get it posted. And you can always refer back to it.
I just shared it in the chat for you guys. And
I share it in my chat group too.
Yeah, we can share it with our coaches who are here as well. So, basically, guys, you don't want to just share a link, right? I mean, you don't want to say, here's the link to my all access pass and post that, you know? No one is ever going to see you post a link and click on it and buy something from you. No matter how good you think your post is, never going to happen. I've been doing this business for 6 years. No one has ever clicked on a link and bought anything, you know, just from me, you know, posting a link in a post or even creating a website with awesome looking graphics and links and buttons. No one has ever bought from me, you know? I mean, it's like, unless you're Amazon, it just doesn't happen. You know, this is a social media business. You have to talk to people, right?
I think that, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I think if you put yourself in the perspective of, for us ladies, I don't know what the other guys' MLM type of stuff is, but for all of us ladies, we see so many of the unique reps talking about their 3D lash mascara or the LuLaRoe girls, and not one of them adds any value to my life. They just want me to buy mascara, buy mascara, buy mascara. Well, I don't need your mascara. And if you don't know them already, you're not going to buy from them anyway. So if you kind of look at it, just kind of flip that a little bit, it kind of, to me at least, that makes a little bit more sense what we're trying to talk about, where, you know, if you're just posting links to crap, somebody can post as many links as they want to 3D lash mascara. I'm never clicking on it because I don't know that person. They haven't helped me at all. So anyway, that was just my thought.
Yeah, so continue, Jessica. So what is the right way to share? To attract people to...
I think that you really have to start sharing, like Greg had said, you have to start weaving your why into all of your posts. Not just, hey, I did my core to force workout today. It's, you know, it sucked or it was awesome or whatever. It's got to be a post about, I took 30 minutes of control of my life today. The rest of my day can be so unpredictable and I don't know what's coming my way, or I don't have control over everything else. But those 30 minutes I have control over. Or it can be about how it's a release for you. Or it can be a particular goal you're really working on, and why do you want to work towards that goal? That extra step is what will connect with somebody and make them come back and look at your page or think of you when they are ready to make that change and start getting healthy.
Yeah, so think whenever you're doing a post or something, you know, say, so what? You know, so what? How does this apply to somebody? You know, when you're doing a post, pretend that you're posting to your best friend. You know, pretend that you're talking to your best friend, you know, and how would you talk and what would you say? And, you know, what kind of story would you share? You know, that type of thing. You know, don't do like what Jessica said, what there's so many MLMs out there will do is, you know, they'll friend you and they'll immediately say, will you buy this from me? You know, how have you been doing? I haven't talked to you in 15 years. Hey, are you interested in my product? No, don't ever do that, right? And you know, I don't know about you, but I hate being added to groups without my permission, right? Never add anybody to a group. I'm sure you ladies probably get added to nail groups and hair groups and makeup groups. We don't do that as Beachbody coaches, or we shouldn't do that, right? Your goal in friending people is just to friend them, you know, start up a conversation, get them to follow you, you follow them, you engage with them. Hopefully they will see what you're posting and they'll engage with it. You know, hopefully they'll see you sharing your story, invite, you know, they might see an invite to a challenge group or something like that, and hopefully they'll respond. If they don't respond, that's okay, you know. Move on. You'll invite more people until you find people that will respond. So, you know, so that's what, I mean, we definitely encourage you guys, you know, start, you know, contacting people, start adding people, always be adding people to your list. But, you know, one thing that we want you to do is start inviting. So if you haven't started posting yet, on your timeline, we want you to, start doing that. And, we want you to take that first step of, inviting people however you want to do it. It's always good to tell a story, tell about what Beachbody's done for you, tell about what the workout program has done for you, and invite somebody to join you. So do that. And
be proud.
Yeah.
Beachbody is not something to be embarrassed about. And I will tell you, I fought that for my entire first year. I was so worried that I was going to irritate somebody or bug somebody, or it was going to come across wrong, or that the fact that I was a Beachbody coach needed to be some deep, dark secret that I had to hide. Beachbody is the only one of those other MLMs we've been talking about that's actually truly making a difference in people's lives. People aren't dying of medical conditions because we help them, not because I sold them an ugly print skirt. So be proud of what Beachbody offers and what you can do to help people.
Yeah, I mean, I was approached by another MLM last week, and it was funny because it was a girl who was a top coach, a 5-star coach in this company, a friend of mine, sort of. She is in Baltimore, so she's not that far away from me. I knew her personally. Well, she left Beachbody, and she went to work for a wine MLM. So, I mean, they're just like taking over, they're the most annoying people. But I don't even drink alcohol. And she approached me on Facebook and just was like, hey, are you interested in wine? Do you like wine? And I'm like, no. And, well, do you want to hear about my opportunity? No, and they can just be the most pushy people, right? And I was just shocked. I mean, I'm still shocked that there are Beachbody coaches that leave this opportunity to go to another opportunity, like to sell wine. I mean, really, like Jessica said, you are saving somebody's life. You are helping people lose weight, get off medication. I believe in what we're doing, right? I mean, it's not like, and then to go sell wine, it's like, I mean, you might as well become a drug dealer.
Get super drunk instead.
Right.
That's one way to not feel bad about being overweight.
I mean, that's just somebody who's only in it for the money. It's like, I don't care how much money I could make selling wine or selling makeup or whatever. I'm not going to do it because I don't believe in it. It's not my passion. It's not helping people. It has done nothing for me, and it's never going to do anything for me in my life. So like Jessica said, be proud of it, make that post, start posting every single day and inviting people. Another strategy that you can do, if you're not getting people necessarily responding to your posts, and make sure your posts have an action associated with them. If you just tell a story and you have no action, then why do you expect people to respond, right? Ask a question, say, who would like to join me, right? Post below if you're interested, comment, that type of thing. Give people an action. But something else that you can do to get engagement is you can create an event. So like I said, you never want to create a group and add people to a group, but it's okay to create an event. So if you guys aren't familiar with events in Facebook, you can create an event from your profile. I'm not going to go into like how to create an event. You can look that up. It's very simple to create an event, and you can invite your friends. It's very easy to click on your friends and invite, all of your friends to an event, or maybe select 50. I don't know if it limits how many you can invite to an event, but let's say you create an event. What was that, Jessica?
I'm sorry. I think 500 actually.
500? Okay.
High number.
You could create an event and you could say, for example, a clean eating challenge, right? It's like, I'm going to run a clean eating challenge, and you could create a banner for the event, and you could invite 500 of your friends to that event, right? And then they could click, and in the description, you want to tell them about what you're going to offer them. It's like, hey, this is going to be a 7-day clean eating group where I'm going to give you a free meal plan. I'm going to give you accountability. We're going to have motivation. We're going to have prizes. We're going to make it sound really fun, right? And I'll be adding you to a private group. Who's interested, right? And then people could click going or not going, right? You could do the same thing with like a challenge group. It's like, who's interested in getting started with All Access Pass, and invite people to your, new year, new you challenge group, right? And tell people everything that they're going to get in the challenge group, right? Or everything they're going to get. They're going to get all Beachbody programs, all new programs. They're going to get your favorite shake, a nutrition shake, and meal replacement. They're going to get you as their coach. They're going to get, and they could click going or interested, right? They can click interested or going or not interested, I think, or something like that. And then obviously anybody who's interested or clicks going, you would message them and follow up with them. And then personal message invites is the third type of way that you can invite people. And, typically that's people who, like I said, you don't want to just message people out of the blue and like necessarily say, hey, are you, want to buy my product? Are you interested in my challenge group? But, typically what I'll do is like if I invited people to an event and I get people that clicked interested, maybe I'll say, hey, thanks for clicking interested to my event. Can I tell you more about it? Or maybe they didn't comment on your post, but they clicked on like. And then you can private message them and say, hey, thanks for liking my post. Do you think it's something you might be interested in? Can I give you more information on it? That type of thing. Or maybe if they're really close to you, like friends, family, people that you know really well, then that's cool. Just say, hey sis, I'm getting ready to start a new challenge group. I know that you are interested in losing that baby weight. Are you interested in joining? Something like that. I don't, Jessica, do you have other examples of ways that you have personally messaged people?
I try to make sure that I try to plan ahead a little bit. So if I am going to, say I'm going to pick 20 or 30 people that I'm going to invite to my challenge group, I try to figure that out a good week, 10 days ahead of time, so that in that week ahead of time, I can be going to their page, liking some stuff, message them a very, just a, hey, how are you message, just so that you've touched base. And it's when you hit them up for the challenge group, it's not completely out of the blue. You've already, kind of laid a little bit of groundwork. They're usually a bit more receptive if you've touched base beforehand.
Yeah, so we ask people to create a list. How would you suggest, Brian or Jessica, how would you suggest that they go about inviting people from their list?
Well, we're talking about, like a lot of different types of markets here, right? So I know we're throwing a lot out there. You have right now, could be your cold market or your lukewarm market, maybe friends. And then Greg mentioned, you have your list where you have your friends and your family members and maybe coworkers. So you're going to approach each person individually, based on your relationships. Because that's what we are as coaches. We're not in the business of selling. We're in the business of building trusting relationships with people. So your first contact list obviously should be that list that has that relationship already done, where those people are part of your trusting you, they know you. So you're going to talk to them a little bit differently. You're going to tell them that you're a new coach. That's what I did, that I'm a new coach and this, because they followed my journey a little bit. Obviously, if they're friends and family, they've been following you with your fitness journey, so they know about it. And then you can tell them, that I'm a coach and it's wonderful, and this is what I want to do, and this is what we're going to do, and I'd like to help if you want to come and help me. And so that's one way to do it. When we're talking about maybe your Facebook friends, maybe people that you once in a while on Facebook where you're clicking like, or you went to high school with, but you're not really close with, and now you're posting a lot, that requires more of that forming, more of that relationship. And as coaches, what we do is we plant seeds. That's how I like to look at it, is we're planting seeds everywhere. And what does a farmer do, right? He plants an acre, he has an acre of land, he plants seeds all out there, he waters it, fertilizes it, takes care of it, and then it bears fruit or whatever, veggies, whatever he's growing. And then while that one is growing at one stage, he's working on the other one, and he's putting out the seeds there and planting seeds and continuously going like that. Because most of my people that I get through social media are not people who that I just met or just talked to. These are people that have followed me and you don't even know it. 5-6 months. And then you get that message and says, I've been following you for the last 5 months, and I'm seeing your progress, and all of a sudden they're going, because when you first do it, they might be, oh, look at Wendy. She's, this is great for her, but I give her a week, I give her a month, and then, we're never going to see these types of posts from Wendy again. Then all of a sudden a month goes by and Wendy's still rocking it, excited, enthusiastic, passion. And they're like, wow, she's doing it. And then Wendy's posting about all her results. She's posting about how wonderful being a coach is and what she gets to do. And maybe even, talks about this call tomorrow in her Facebook post, our Monday night call. It's so awesome. I learned so much. And, and then 2 months from now, 3 months from now, that person who is like, wow, Wendy, yeah. And I think she can help me. And then they're reaching out to you, so you're planting those seeds. And then all of a sudden, you're out in the field and you're picking off of the fruit and the veggies that are out there, So that's how I do it. And that is my approach, and that goes back to that thing of not selling and posting links and saying, oh yes, talking to somebody one time and then they and then say, well, get this challenge pack and come join my group. It's just constantly building relationships, forming relationships. There's lots of different resources in the back office about, forming, FORM, and that's what the business that we're in is. We're in the people business.
Yeah, and I heard that it often takes somebody like 7 exposures to something before they buy, So, it's like if you're looking, if you need a car, you're not going to decide on a car until you've been exposed to it 7 times, right? It's like you've seen the commercial several times, maybe you've seen it online, maybe you've gone to look at it, before you actually pull the trigger. The same is true with Beachbody or fitness, right? The people are not going to be sold on what you're doing until they see it a lot of times, right? And also think that people are like hands of a clock, right? So think of like when the hands get to high noon, that's when they're ready to buy, right? So if you just buddied a person, well, they're at 1 o'clock. So they've got a long way to go till they get to high noon, right? That's like Brian's saying. So it's like, if you're friending people now, well, it might be 6 months from now before they're, of them watching, of you interacting with them, of them interacting with you before they're actually ready. One thing that I do a lot is free groups, right? Because that gets people, really engaged with you. And so it's about giving to people, right? It's like you pouring into people for free, for them to trust you and for you to build that relationship with them. So if you're just posting on your timeline, right, that's building trust very slowly, right? But if you can get people into a free group, and Brian Keller, you asked a question that should challenge groups and free groups be the same group or separate groups? Mine are always separate. I don't mix the two. So I run a challenge group every month. I run a free group every month, and those are separate invites. Those are separate postings. Those are separate ads that I run. Those are separate groups. But the great thing about a free group is you got people for free. So let's say you guys are making posts every day. You're getting people exposed to what you're doing. Maybe you do an invitation post where you talk about the all access pass or whatnot. You don't get anybody interested. Okay, that's fine. Now, a week or two later goes by and you make a post. Hey, if I run, like you can look at my timeline. I just made a post today. That says, if I run a 5-day clean eating group and offer a free meal plan and, a shopping list and whatnot, would you be interested? And I've already gotten 2 people today that have said yes, 2 people who I don't even know. I mean, they're just people that I've added to my friends list sometime in the past. I have no idea who they are. And they said yes. They would be interested. So that's great, because now for the next 7 days, I'm going to have them in a group where I'm going to be posting to them 3 to 5 times a day. I'm going to be doing live videos for them. I'm going to be giving them recorded videos. I'm going to be talking to them about Shakeology. I'm going to be talking to them about working out, in addition to my free, clean eating. So they are going to get, I'm like going to pour myself into them 24 hours a day so that I can build that trusting relationship, so that after the 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, however long your free group is, hopefully they'll be at 12 noon. And if they're not, that's okay. You just say, hey, well, next month I'll be running another one or whatever, but that's how I get a lot of people converted to challenge packs. Let me just share something with you guys for the all access pass, right? So now we never sell individual challenge packs. I never sell any, we all probably started with Core to Force challenge pack or something else, right? But now everything is all access pass, right? All access pass challenge pack. That's the only thing that I will ever sell. From now on, seriously, unless somebody, only wants one program and they refuse to see logic, but I'm at SC39.
Or you don't have Wi-Fi.
Right, that's true.
That's the only thing I've run into that I can't get past. They live way out in the boondocks and don't have any internet. That's true. I haven't run into that case yet, but I'm at SC39 this month, all from All Access Challenge Pack, okay? Now, look at that document that I just posted in the comments. These are scripts that some 5-star coach friends of mine put together, okay? So basically, if you look at that spreadsheet, there's different tabs. There's one for what you could say to prospects, what you could say to coaches, what you could say to, challengers. It has email examples. It has post examples. It has everything that you could possibly want. Now, I wouldn't recommend taking this and posting it word for word. These are examples which you could give you some idea about how to talk to people about it, how to post about it, right? Make it your own, take a selfie of yourself and, post, it's a great opener to the All Access Challenge Pack, or All Access Pass. You don't even have to get into the challenge pack until they say if they're interested, Basically, you just want to tease people with hey, would you be interested in, getting access to, every single Beachbody program ever made, plus every new program that's ever going to come out, like Netflix for Beachbody, and, see what people say. So that is just a resource that you guys can use for sharing and inviting. So,
and it's just, and like you said, Greg, I'm doing the same thing. It's the all access pass, because that is the best value for the customer. The customer could buy a challenge pack and Core to Force, and then finish it, and another month buy another challenge pack and another challenge pack, and I'd make more commission, right? Doing that, more volume. But that doesn't make any sense, because the customer is going to get the most value out of this all access, having everything, and that's what I try to do when I explain it to people. is that value that you're getting. You know, I mean, I still can't believe that they're giving it away with that price. I mean, that is just crazy, and all the new programs that are coming out this year. So it's just remarkable what someone is getting when they get this all access pass. You know, and that's why I'm like Greg, and that's the only thing now that I talk about, unless, like Jessica said, it's an issue with internet, or maybe you have that person who's just like, no, I like my DVDs. I want my DVD jewel box. I want the printed materials, even though you can print them in, you know, in DVD. But, you know, and I'm that type of person too. I like having the case and everything there. But I'll tell you right now, I've been using Beachbody On Demand on Roku, and oh my God, it's incredible, fast, easy, boom, boom, boom. I'm doing my workout, combining workouts. You know, it's just crazy. So.
Yeah, I am too. It's like I have all my DVDs there, but now I don't even want to bother with them. I just want to, you know, I've hooked up my Apple TV, and I'm like, okay, DVDs, they're locked up. You know, I'm locking them away.
And then we go, and just real quick, you know, because Andrea works out in the morning, I work out after her. You know, so it's like, instead of swapping out DVDs, she's doing it on demand. I come down, I'm like, are you done? Yep, boom, boom, and then my workout's up in like 30 seconds. You know, and you don't have to watch the disclaimer that comes up for 3 minutes for every time you insert a new DVD.
That's true. So, okay, let's get into responses. So let's say you took one of those posts, you made a post about All Access Pass, and you got somebody that, you know, it was more of a teaser post. Hey, would you be interested, you know, in, you know, Netflix, you know, for Beachbody, where you can get access to every single program? Okay, somebody says, yeah, that sounds great. What would you say? How would you handle that, Jessica?
I was totally zoning out. What did you ask?
Well, let's say you made a post, a teaser post about the All Access Pass, right? And you got somebody that responded to it.
Gotcha.
How would you handle that?
Well, first of all, I would thank them for, you know, commenting on my post, and then I would ask them about their goals. Ask them, you know, are they looking to lose weight? Are they looking to build muscle? What kind of workouts do they like? You really want to be able to talk to their interests, not just blab a whole bunch of crap that may not apply to them. You want to be able to know what to tell them that's going to affect them the most. So,
questions. Ask them questions. Questions. You become more interested in them than anybody on the planet.
And you can say, I know a lot of times I would be like, oh my gosh, this seems like so many questions. And I started saying to people, I know this seems like a lot of questions, but it's how I can help you the best. The more information I have, the better I can help you. So then it kind of sets them up to be a little bit more open with you and to be receptive to all the questions.
Right. And normally when I post, I don't tell the price. I don't tell people, hey, for $199 you can get everything, right? I don't do that, right? I set up a teaser post so that I could start talking to them, right? I just want them to say, yeah, that sounds interesting. And then I can start talking, finding out their goals, finding out what they're interested in. But you know, the first question that they're going to ask is, how much is it? So what do you say, Brian?
It's free. You get it free. Well, when they come out and they ask me, you know, how much is it? You know, whatever we've been talking about, I tell them. Usually that doesn't happen to me, though. I don't usually get that question, you know, how much is it? You know, but when I do, you know, I tell them, and then I explain, I break it down. That's my cue to actually break it down and tell them, you know, well, this is exactly what you're getting for this price. Usually when I already get to that point, I have already, you know, asked the right questions, like Jessica talked about, you know, with their goals. You know, depending on the person, if it's somebody that I've been, you know a little bit, you know, maybe on Facebook, if someone brand new that I ran a Facebook ad, and these are, you know, people that I completely don't know at all, you know, it's like I said before, you know, how you do it. But I will ask some, really deep personal questions to people. I will ask people, like on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me how you feel when you wake up in the morning. How happy are you, with your body? How happy are you with your life? How much energy do you have on a scale of 1 to 10 during the day? When 3 o'clock rolls around, So I ask these questions to kind of to get all their responses and then record them, so then later on I can go back and say, well, you told me when you wake up in the morning, you're a 3, I want to get you to an 8, a 9. I want to get you to a 10, and this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. This is the program that we're going to do. Shakeology, this is what we're going to do, and you're going to have the support because you're going to be coming into my challenge group, and in my groups, this is what we do. We're going to get you to feeling like a 10 and having that energy of a 10, every, at 3 o'clock every single day, so that's what I do. So asking those questions, that's why it's so important. And then you have that feedback, that input from the person that you can always go back to and bring that back up when when you tell them, $199 and they say, oh, $199. Well, I don't think I can afford that. Well, you told me you wanted to change, this, and then I go back to the value of what you're getting for that $199. It's not $199 every month. It's $199, and then you get the Beachbody for the whole year, so then you go back into that. So that's kind of what I do.
That all access script, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Greg. That all access script document, if you go, I don't remember which tab it's in, but if you look through there, it's already written out everything that's in there that, so all you have to do is copy and paste that to, when you get that, how much is it? Well, it's $199, but for that you get nutrition guides, program guides, access to everything new automatically. There isn't any waiting for access. There isn't any waiting for the DVDs to come in the mail. You get a 10% discount on anything else you're going to purchase. I mean, to me, that's a huge one. You get a 10%, now you get 10% less on your Shakeology every month too. People are going to continue to stay on it longer. But all of that's already in there for you. So you can, if you find that, just copy and paste it into your explanation of everything that you get in there. And you can say, you get it's a free shaker cup, so that it sounds like you've got some extra bonuses in there too for purchasing that challenge pack.
And the portion control system, right? You get that. And most importantly, they get you as their coach. So you want to point that out to them. It's like, hey, you're going to get me as your coach. You're going to get added into my challenge group or my team's challenge group that we run together, where you're going to have, support from other coaches on my team and other people who are all starting a program at the same time as you. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're giving away prizes, so, don't you think this is an amazing deal that you're getting for $199? Hopefully they're going to agree, right?
And the thing is, also going back to what we were talking about before, you're going to get no's. And I think we're leading into this right now, and then you're going to get the people that are going to say no, no, no. And that's okay. It's okay. You thank them. You say, all right, well, is it okay if, when my next group comes up in about a month that, that I ask you again, maybe you'll be ready then. And 99% of the time people are going to say, sure, that's no problem. And then you record that. You record that down. Most sales that you are going to make will always happen with the follow-up. Hardly ever are they going to happen with that first contact with somebody. It's always going to be with the follow-up. And the follow-up could be 2 follow-ups, 4 follow-ups, 6 follow-ups, 8 follow-ups, 10 follow-ups. That is how it's always going to happen. And the more times, I wish I had that graphic. I don't want to spend time looking for it, but I think it's almost 80% of sales are always made after someone has already said no 6 or 7 times or something like that. So that's what the follow-up is. And these are things that you have to record. This is a business. So these are your prospects. These are your customers. So you have your contact list. I talked to Courtney on the 16th. She's not ready yet. She said, I can follow up. She gave me her goals, and then you record Courtney's goals, and she gave me her, she said I can follow up with her in 3 weeks. she's getting her taxes back in 3 weeks, so I can follow up with her again in 3 weeks. And then, you do that. You follow up again in 3 weeks, and then you record, what happened, and then doing it like that. That's why it is so important to have your contact list, to have a system. And we'll, not tonight, but we'll go over all different types of systems that you can use. Maybe some of you are spreadsheet whizzes. I know Lisa loves spreadsheets, so she'll use Excel to keep track of all of her prospects and customers. There's other tools out there, easier tools. Some people, old-fashioned, this is how I started, pen and paper, writing it down, or my whiteboard, so we'll go over that. But it is the follow-up, because you're going to get no's. No's aren't bad. No's are great. Jessica will tell you, Greg will tell you, that's what we do as coaches. We go for no, as many no's as we can get. Instead of, thinking about getting, let's make a contest, Greg and Jessica, let's the three of us, let's see if we can get 5 yeses this month. Instead, we'll say, no, come on, guys, let's get 100 no's. Because if we can get 100 no's, we're going to get 10, 15 yeses. So it's the number of no's that you want to go for. And no never means no. No just means not right now.
I heard once, several months ago, that following up is an act of love. And like I had said earlier, I always just felt, I struggled for a long time feeling self-conscious about nagging people. And once that switch flipped, I don't feel bad anymore. You bet I'm going to hound your ass every month, because, again, what I have to offer you is I care about you. I want you to feel good. I want you to be healthy. I want you to have energy. I want you to be happy and enjoy your life. So it's not me reaching out. If your heart is in the right place, if you're leading with your heart, it is an act of love to follow up with them and see how you can help them live a better life.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you guys the number one reason that I hit Success Club every month, and the number one reason that I get so many Success Club points is because I'm a nag, and I bug the shit out of people. Okay, I literally, like Brian said, most people will not tell you no right away. What they'll do is they'll say something like, "I'll think about it," or I need to ask my spouse about it, or they'll just go quiet, So what I do is, I'm a spreadsheet guy. So I have a spreadsheet of every single person that I've talked to. I have a date that I've talked to them. And a lot of times what I do is I use my calendar. So I will set, especially if they say, oh, well, I get this a lot. Oh, I won't have money until next month, or I won't have money until next week. Okay, that's cool, no problem. So I'll set a calendar reminder for myself, right? And it'll go off on my phone and my computer, and I'll set it for the date that they said that they'll have money. And then I'll follow up with them again. So I will continue to follow up with them and bug the crap out of them until they tell me yes or no. That's all I want. As soon as they tell me no, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I will check with you next month then. And I'll set myself a calendar for next month, But, the most common rejection that you'll get is, I don't have money for that. So how do you handle that, Brian?
Well, I think kind of we talked about that a little bit. If you're explaining the value of it, okay. You can always fall back to different things too. Okay. So I'll talk about that. You can always fall back if somebody, they just don't have the money for the all access, the $199, even though they're getting tons of value. You can fall back to just the program. Okay. I think what Country Heat just had a price drop, right? It's now, I don't know what it is now, but
140. It dropped from 160.
Okay, well that's the challenge pack. But
Yeah.
going just to the pro. Oh, okay, that was the challenge pack.
Just the program is 40 now.
It's 40. Yeah, I thought the program dropped. So Country Heat is $40. Okay, so instead of the challenge pack, maybe it's Country Heat for $40. Okay, that they can afford to start their journey. Because I know that if they get country heat and they come and join me and join in my challenge group and my support groups, I know that they're going to have results with that, because I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that they get results. So maybe they're getting country heat now for $40, and then next month is when they're going to get the all access pass. So don't feel, if you fall back to just the program, that is perfectly fine. Sometimes also what I do is I offer incentives on challenge packs. If it's, say, the $140 Core de Force challenge pack, and I've already gotten that know about the price, and then I did, what Greg was saying, a week later, checked in with them, after they got paid, and they still say, well, my card just broke down too, and that now I got to spend money on that. I can offer them an incentive. I said, well, what about, a $20 Amazon gift card? I'll give you that back. So now it's only costing you $120 for the challenge pack. Beachbody allows you to do that. They allow you to do that up to a certain amount of money as far as giving gifts. But, now this way, you still got a little bit of commission, but the important thing is that you got them started on their journey, because that is what this is about. This is about the people. This truly, my motto is always to give as much as I can without expecting anything in return from anybody. And once I decided to do that, and I started doing that, like, I don't care. I don't even care if I make a commission off of, selling something to Phil. Phil's been talking to me for 3 weeks. He needs something, he needs something to get him going in the morning. He wants to lose that weight. He just can't afford it. Boom. All right. Here you go, Phil. Go ahead and get the program. It's on me. It's on me. Let's get you going. And I'm talking about me. I'm not saying you guys maybe down the road, but, because I just want to get them started. I just want to get you started. If I get you started, I can't tell you, I've been doing this for 4 years now, guys, how many people that I've gotten started that way, and now they're coaches and they're doing the same thing I was doing and they're successful. So if back then I would have said, well, I'm not going to give this person a $20 Amazon gift card because I'm only going to make $20 on this commission. If I would have done that, then I wouldn't have had that diamond coach that I have right now. So think about that. When you just give without expecting anything in return, magical, wonderful things can happen. Not right away, but down the road they will. Seeds, still planting those seeds. Did I answer that about the money objection?
Yes, definitely.
You have to also, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, like any other objection that you get, you can use this technique. It's called the feel, felt, found technique. So you could say something like, I understand how you feel because I felt the same way when I was starting, right? Hey, yeah, I understand that, money is really tight now that you have 3 kids, because I had the same thing when I started, and I had to, sell, my exercise, what do you call it? What are those? Treadmill. I had to sell my treadmill in order to get the first challenge pack or whatever, So, but then the last part of that is what you found. Well, I found that when I did that and I invested the time and the money in the Beachbody system, that it allowed me to lose 40 pounds and get off blood pressure medication and whatever, right? So that is like a technique that you can use pretty much to handle any objection, So Jessica, what were you going to say?
Yeah, it was just leading into the feel, felt, found. Absolutely. As far as money, a lot of people spend money on fast food like they wouldn't believe. They think they don't have any money. I'm just going to swing through McDonald's and get a cheap meal. And if you were, and I did it, I ate it in and out for lunch every day 10 years ago. That was a $5 meal, and it did nothing for my ass or my health. So it's just it's figuring out how to gently say, I totally get where you're coming from. I know once I finally realized how much money I was spending on In-N-Out or a Starbucks coffee every day or whatever it is that, my daily ice cream or whatever, but that was doing nothing for me. You kind of have to appeal to that. At least I feel like you can approach you have to make decisions. How do you want to spend that money? How do you want to spend that money and have it benefit you or hurt you? You're going to spend it either way. So do you want a cheeseburger or would you like a healthy shake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that discussion with people before, even saying, I say, well, let's see, because I, like Greg, the field felt found, at Shakeology, $130 a month. Yeah, I feel the same way you did, or you do, when I first, I said no to Shakeology for like 3 months, with Greg nagging me, until I finally said yes. And I felt, and then I found that using Shakeology, I was saving money because, like Jessica, that became my meal replacement. And it did. It was my lunch replacement. That's what I had at work every day for lunch was my Shakeology. Instead of going out and spending $3, $4, $5 on lunch every single day. Well, $3, $4, $5 times 30 is a lot more expensive than Shakeology for lunch every day, using it as a meal replacement. So I offer that to people. I say, well, let's discuss. Let's see how you're eating and maybe where, we can save some money so you can get on there, because you're going to find how amazing you're going to feel with this, how much energy and the results it's going to give you along with your program and your other healthy eating. It's going to be priceless. So it's funny with money because, people are, the people who always say that they're broke. Then you go over their house and they have the 65-inch TV with surround sound, and you're like, yeah, but you can't buy $40 country heat. So people will spend money on the things that are important to them. So maybe right now it's just not important to them to have good health. Maybe it's just not. And sometimes when that happens, you got to move on.
But the day will come. Do not write them off.
Right.
So guys, this week, start practicing your invites. Like, take that document, that all access pass. Hopefully you bookmarked that, you copied it to your notepad or whatever. Go through that, look at some of the posts, start making those invitation posts and practice on handling responses. See if you get responses, doing follow-ups, everything that we talked about this week. Practice doing that and make some of those posts. And I want to share something with you real quick. Let me share my screen here. Okay, can you guys see that? This is called the Business Activity Tracker. Okay, so when you go through your training in the back office, which hopefully most of you are doing, you will come across this PDF, and we can give you the link to it. But basically this gets you in the habit of doing your daily activities. So the way it works, you can see right here, it's like, you put your name, you put the week. So you're going to do this on a weekly basis, right? And it gets you in the habit of working your business, right? What you want to do is you want to set a goal. So it's like, be proof the product works. Like, what is your goal, right? How many days are you going to work out? How many days are you going to drink Shakeology, right? You set that goal in the beginning of the week, like 7 days a week, right? Okay. And then you can tick it off every single day, right? You can, write, a check mark or an X or whatever. Personal development. What is your goal for personal development? Maybe your goal is like, hey, only 3 days a week, I'm going to do 10 minutes or whatever of a book or an audio, whatever your goal is, set it and then make sure you do it. Okay. And then, just keep this by tracking it. What is the saying? Help me out here. It's like what you track, you focus, whatever you focus on grows or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I can't think of what it is.
It's like weight loss, right? It's like if you're tracking your calories, you're going to lose weight, right? If you're tracking your finances, you're going to, did you think of it, Jessica?
Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Okay, there's lots of different ones. That wasn't the one I was thinking of, but that's good. That's good. So same with the business, right? If you're tracking it, you're going to do it. You're going to focus on it. It's going to grow. Whatever you're focused on is definitely going to grow, and you're going to get better at it, which is the key, right? So same with social media posts. It's like, set a goal. Like, is your goal to post once a day? Is it to post 3 times a day? Is it to post 5 times a day? You know, set a goal, create a plan. Contacts, these are big ones. Now, you don't have to do every single category. Like, if some of the categories don't apply, you don't want to deal with right now, that's fine. You know, just pick the ones that apply to you. Definitely new contacts. Like, set a goal. It's like, I'm going to add 2 people, 5 people a day, you know, a week, right? Or how, you know, whatever it is. You know, you're going to add new friends. That's what contacts are, right? You're going to add new friends to your Facebook, you know, per day. And then, like, how many people are you going to follow up with? How many people are you going to invite? You know, those type of things. And just see how you do. You know, set a goal and see how you do. So we'll give you that link, and that is your homework. All right. Anything else that I missed, Brian?
No, nothing. Quick book recommendation. We talked about it on tonight's call. Comes right from here. Go for No. Okay, this is by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. So if you want to write it down, this book is awesome. Look, you can finish it in 5 minutes. It's a very skinny book. Great story, great things, and it's all about what we talked about, going for no. Because when you change your mindset, you know, and instead of thinking about yeses, like, oh my God, I need to get all these yeses, I need to get a yes, I need to get it. Turn that over and you say, well, forget that. I'm going to go for all the no's. It's many no's, and set a goal for that. A week. I want to get 20 no's this week. So how many people do I got to talk to? 20 no's. What if you set a goal to get 1 yes or 2 yeses this week, and then you got them on Monday? What would you do, Crystal? You'd be like, well, I got my 2 yeses and it's only Monday. Yeah, I get to take the rest of the week off. No. What if if you were knowing and you got 5 no's on what you said, well, I can't take the rest of the week off. I still got to get 15 more no's. Where are they coming from? So book, go for no. Awesome.
All right, so next week we're gonna check on your progress. Okay, maybe we'll ask some of you to share your BATs with us and share your screen, and we'll check them out, or we'll check out, you know, how you did on your posts. So see you guys. Anybody who doesn't want to hang around for our business builders call, you could drop off now. I'm gonna stop the recording.